afternoon, everyone. Daniel O'Mara, once again, Scott Craig joining us for the weekly market update. So, Scott, our final one. Good, mate, good. Final one for the year.
It is.
So, what's sold in the last week? All agents all across the area.
Been pretty good, actually. There's been 15 sales across the area this week.
Been some good sales and
good top end ones too. There were 4 sales, $1 million plus, and with the highest being $3 million and 50. It was an absolute bargain at Soldiers Point.
I reckon that property was well and truly undersold by probably $1 million.
Yeah, close to
it. Someone's picked up an absolute steal there.
Yep.
On the flip side, what about new listings this week?
Yeah, similar. There's been 14 new listings come on. Obviously, it'll quieten down a little bit in the next couple of weeks.
A little bit lower than the... Yeah, sometimes Christmas you get more listings come on.
Yeah.
You see a little bit lower. So, interesting to see what happens through the new year there.
Yep.
What about opens for this weekend? I mean, getting a bit close to Christmas there now.
A couple of people don't want the opens this weekend. Got family and things to do, so we've only got 9 opens.
Yep.
But all of our properties are still available, or most of them are available to inspect this weekend.
Yeah, just give the team a call and
That's
just can organise to get people through.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, but good inquiry coming in, lots of buyers about. So
inquiry rate's been sort of pretty good this week. I know we've had a few deposits taken, that sort of thing. One or two have fallen over for finance, or one for finance, one for strata. Strata plans, absolute pain in the you know what.
Yep.
So Scott, this week some property tips or advice. You're going to talk to us about using the equity in your current home to fund the purchase of another one.
That's it. A lot of people we're speaking to are actually looking for their second or their third property at the moment to get into the investment market. So if you're a homeowner looking to buy an investment property, you may be able to use the equity you've got in your current home to get the deposit ready for the new one that you're going to buy. So what is equity? Equity is really the part of the property that you own. So the difference between the market value of the property and what you owe on the property is the difference. Don't get excited and think that if your property's worth $1 million, you owe 300,000 that you've got 700, because the banks look at it a little bit different.
Got to take into account the bank's lending policy or maximum loan to value ratio there too.
That's right. But it gives you a good kickstart onto it. So have a talk to your financial advisor, your banks about that, of how you can use the equity in your home to get started onto an investment property. There's 5 good ways to start building that equity in your home.
In the current one?
So it might take you a few years to get up to the stage where you've got enough equity to do something. But to give you a kickstart, do your research when you buy a property. It might be a residential home that you're going to live in, but buy it in an area where you know capital growth is fairly strong, the market is rising. So that way you buy it now, it'll be worth more in 12 months, 2 years. For sure. So your equity's going to be higher. So that's a good one. Renovations. If you're going to do renos on your current property, be careful, don't over-capitalise.
Out of town,
It's not hard to do. Bathrooms, kitchens, that type of thing, they bring up the appeal and obviously the value of a property. But again, do your research on that and don't go overboard. The other one, reduce your debt. So what that is, reduce the amount you owe on your property, and you can do that several ways by making some extra payments, reduce the frequency of your payments.
Increase the frequency,
pay weekly or whatever. Weekly. So every little bit helps there, and it does get your mortgage to drop a lot quicker if you do it that way. The other one is get your property revalued. So when the market's at its peak is a great time to get your property valued. And
get it tied into the bank at the peak. And
that's it.
Hopefully they don't ask for a new valuation there.
That's right. So that's another good way. And the benefits of equity are that you're not using your cash that you've saved up or your nest egg, so you can use the equity out of a property to get yourself into another property. Then you'll build up more equity as that property increases in value, which may let you go and buy a third or a fourth investment property.
For sure.
I think it's a really good way to build up a portfolio and get your assets into line. But again, talk to financial advisor, banks, that type of thing, before you go making any drastic decisions on that type of thing.
That's it. I mean, the example you gave, $1 million and you owe 300 on it. There'd be ample equity there to go and buy a $500,000 or $600,000 property as an investment. Pay 20% deposit on that. Borrow the other 80% for that property. probably use your equity to also pay the stamp duty,
Of
all that
course,
sort of
yep.
thing. So you're not having to pay funds out of your cash.
Yep.
You're just extending your loan, which is hopefully already on a good rate
That's
there
right.
on your current home, plus take out the new loan on the new property. So
Yep.
I think anyone that's owned their property for probably 5 to 10 years, it's going to have plenty of equity there.
You should have.
The market, it came up, came back a little bit. Now it's starting to go on the rise again.
It is,
But there's
yep.
going to be plenty of equity there. So certainly something to look at.
Yep.
Before the market goes nuts again, perhaps look at an investment property, a holiday property, whatever
Yep.
might suit that way.
Exactly.
For a lot of people, that becomes a superannuation fund for
That's
them
right.
over time. So
Perfect.
good advice there, Scott.
Not a problem.
Like we said, last video for the year.
Yep.
So Christmas just next week. So have a great Christmas. I hope you get plenty of time to spend with the family, with friends, that sort of thing. Spare a thought for people that not everyone's had an easy year. Some people have had big financial troubles this year. People have, relationship breakdowns,
Health problems.
sort of family passings, that sort of thing. Family, sort of splits, all that. So if you've got friends and that sort of thing, they've been in that kind of situation, spare a thought for them. Give them a call, something that way.
Exactly.
But otherwise, enjoy the time with your family. Have a great Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll be back to you on the 9th of January. Back in there. You'll be on holidays at that stage. I'll grab Caden, or I think Caden's been given some notice, something to come up with, some property tips. So he sits over in the background there. So again, like we said, I think last week, if you've got some ideas on how we can bring more value to you with these videos each week, drop us a line, send us an email, give us a call, Facebook comment, whatever that way, and we'll certainly look and consider all of those. Certainly interested to make sure you get some value there. So from us, have a great Christmas. Like we said, Happy New Year. Stay safe over that period. If you're in town, up here on holidays, drop in, see us. We're open, seems we're open all the time.
Most of the time.
Sundays, public holidays will close. Otherwise, we will be here. So give us a call, drop in, whatever that way. We'll be more than happy to help you out, give you some property advice, whatever suits.
Yep.
Otherwise, we'll see you the 9th of January. Be a new decade.
Awesome.
See you then.
Merry Christmas.
Yep.